Welcome to the Shifting People podcast, where we go deep into the weeds with leaders on the front lines of people management in the service industry. We interview the best minds in HR and talent acquisition, along with owner-operators, franchisees, and general managers to bring you real insights that you can actually apply in your business today. I'm your co-host, Derek Williamson.
And I'm Kathleen McDonough, and it's time to get to work. Today we have Nicole Canning, who is, I'm calling the Queen of Newport.
Oh my gosh, wow, no pressure.
I know, but you are. She is. And so she owns and operates Stone Acre Hospitality, which has so many things under it. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. Welcome, and tell us a little bit more about Stone Acre Hospitality.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here. I appreciate you hosting me. So I am the Director of Operations and Marketing here at Stone Acre Hospitality Group, which my husband started with a few business partners back in 2013. I essentially loved their first restaurant, a 35-person restaurant downtown Newport. I loved it so much I married it. We've grown into a larger space in Washington Square, which is in one of the most historic Newport districts, right across from the Jane Pickens Theater. So that's that's about a 250-person capacity space. When COVID came around, we then grew into another restaurant space. So our first one is Stone Acre Brasserie, which is a French-American bistro serving kind of classic American fare and with a French influence. We also have sushi there, which might sound random, but we had an amazing sushi program start at our second restaurant, which is Stone Acre Garden, and we are open there April through December. So when December rolled around, we decided to bring sushi to the brasserie, and everyone loved it so much, it stayed. So Stone Acre Garden is our Asian influence spot. We host a multitude of events there, a lot of wedding rehearsals, ancillary wedding events, birthdays, reunions, celebrations of life, as well as regular service. It's pretty cool. We are right overlooking the harbor, and we actually got this crazy, insane disco ball horse. It's a 17-hand horse, and we built out a disco room around it. So we throw some really amazing dance parties there as well. Yeah, and we're really into house music right now. So we're also hosting Sunday sunsets, which is super fun. And then once we've got our 2 brick and mortars there, we also have a boutique hotel in downtown Newport. It's 6 rooms. Each room is named after a woman who charted history through Rhode Island. So we've got Mabel Normand for the Normand Bird Sanctuary. We've got Ida Lewis. We've got Jane Pickens, like the theater, which that room overlooks facing the street, as well as we are right across from the Newport Artillery Company, which is the oldest still chartered artillery company in the United States.
Wow.
Pulling a lot of what we do is inspired by history and preserving things and making memories in these old spaces and bringing new life to these preservation projects. In that same vein, we worked very closely with the Preservation Society of Newport County, Newport Mansions, and we operate afternoon tea and fine dining out at the Chinese Tea House Thursday through Sundays. That is from April till the end of December. And then lastly, but not least, we have just opened and started operating another mansion museum cafe, which is at the Elms in the Carriage House, newly renovated. We work with Two Hands Studio and the curatorial team at the Preservation Society to appoint the place with a lot of nods to history, but with a contemporary twist.
Wow, that is amazing.
So I say busy. No.
Yeah, no, you've got time on your hands. That is amazing. So much. See, like I said, Queen of Newport.
Got a lot going on, and we just have such an amazing community and fostered such a wonderful group of people who patronize our establishments and love the Stone Acre experience. You know,
Yeah.
I like to call it a Stone Acre experience because a lot of people come to town and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to stay at the inn, and I'm going to go to all the restaurants, and I'm going to go to the museum mansion cafes, and we also, I totally forgot, but we also put on fancy picnics. So luxury picnics on the mansion grounds, usually at the Marble House or the Elms. So customized caviar service and all the bells and whistles. Croquet is set up. We call this our Gilded Picnic after the Gilded Age. And
Which is an amazing show. That is one of the best. And they film right there. So
they do. I was actually an extra in season 3, episode 8.
Episode 8. We're all going to go watch it right after this.
Yeah, you could see me like peeking out, like in one of the scenes, one of the big dramatic scenes. Someone enters the room and I'm like, hello? I'm wearing chartreuse and black, so keep your eyes peeled.
Oh,
And I love what the show has done for Newport in the way of tourism and jobs. We were so lucky that Rhode Island Film has really leveled up to make these productions happen in Newport. We are just also fortunate.
yeah, absolutely. How much of an impact has it had? Has it increased tourism? Have you had more people wanting to work at your restaurants because of it?
I think that a lot of people, it's created, I can't remember what they said. I want to say it was like 13 or 15 million jobs or something crazy. And yes, some of them are short term and they are these stints for when their production is happening, but that's incredible. And you have to think that means people that are catering, people that are actually extras, people that are production assistants, that are I have friends working in costume design for these things. There are just so many tiny pieces that go into making a production. Like there is no small job. All of these tiny like skills and people who are working to do these things to make the big picture come together are truly incredible. I've never seen such an amazing team. It always inspires. Like when I was there, I was so inspired. I was like, it's not different. I can compare this to running a restaurant. And it really is about everyone pitching in and just taking such great pride in their work and these small duties of the day to make the big wheel turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think also people in the way for me working at the mansion, Trudy Cox recently said that Newport Mansions is the Taylor Swift of preservation, which I really love because Taylor Swift, who doesn't love? I don't want to hear it if you don't, but it really is a draw for people who are interested in history and interested in these spaces and getting to know them better. People really do want to work in these spaces because they have been given such new life and we're not just preserving things now, we're making new memories in them. We're creating a new narrative, which is so exciting to be a part of.
Oh, absolutely. I'm obsessed with the mansions, obsessed with all of Stoneacre, actually. And this is not just for this episode. This has been here for maybe a year and a half. The picture behind me is just one of the first pictures I ever took with my fiance at the Elms, right at the Elms. It's a selfie of us with the arches in the background. And so I'm obsessed. I'm a big fan. And I also think the Stoneacre experience you were just talking about. It's great for couples, but it's also great for bachelorettes. It's great for someone's 50th birthday or 70th birthday. It's just
really love good times. And if you have an occasion to have a good time, or you don't even really have to have an occasion at all, you just want to have fun and you want to experience Newport from a local perspective, but an approachable way. I really do think we do it the best.
I think you do. And has anyone gotten on top of the disco horse yet?
Just me.
Just because we don't want anyone else to break it.
I think safety wise, it's important to keep our guests safe. So we do have a customized sign that says "Do not ride the horse."
Yeah.
We do have a 5 foot in the same purchase. We have a 5 foot by 5 foot disco ball right next to it, so people can like feel the vibe still without getting on the horse underneath that.
And they can take a selfie with the horse. Absolutely. Speaking of the horse, actually, and by the way, thank you for explaining all of the things you do, what you've built, and all of that. It's absolutely amazing. But speaking of the horse, it's one of the first things that led me to you is seeing the horse on social media. And so I have to ask, you are a social media whiz, growing a TikTok following for both your businesses and your personal brand. So I'd love to dive into a little bit about that. What are some of the challenges you've had? What are some of the benefits that you've seen to like posting and growing a following? Tell me about it.
I'm turning 33 years old. I feel like I'm a little late to the game on it. Honestly, I started doing this and I was like, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall at first. And I tried to do research and tried to figure out the algorithm. And there's so much that you could do. But honestly, I think that if you show up as your most authentic self and you end up finding this community there that like is so kind and so open and welcoming. And maybe it's me, maybe fortunately I've ended up on the right side of the algorithm for my interests, but I've just found that people are really excited to see what we're up to. And I personally am a little funny on mine. I think it's fun to make fun of yourself a little bit and to not take yourself too seriously and maybe take yourself a little seriously sometimes, but levity in real life, I think translates really well. And I don't want to say that it's artwork, but it is. It's a form of expression. And I think that as long as you show up doing what you can to be your most authentic self, like that really shines through and people want to follow along for that. Like it doesn't have to be perfect and the lighting's not perfect or this or that. I think as long as you feel proud of what you're making, that's really at the end of the day what you have to offer. And for me, growing the personal brand is for the business
Yeah.
because my husband and I, we live in our business. We are working every single day. We love what we do and we love sharing that with people, but also we want to be successful. And if this is a marketing tool that is free
Yeah.
and your reach is just so much further. I've been paying for print ads for years and they're not to say that they're not without purpose, but I just think that you can get yourself in front of such a vast audience and you never know what's going to go viral. Like the horse.
Yeah.
We've got so many cool people who follow along online because they love the horse. I too love the horse. It depends on finding your niche and really being willing to put yourself out there.
Yeah, and speaking of which, putting yourself out there, it's one thing if it's a business, it's another thing if it's yourself. I love the fact that you merge the two and that it's because you are the business is you because you're the owner. It can be really hard. Have you ever started to post and then you're like, oh, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe that's cringy. Maybe I'm nervous to do that or embarrassed, but then you did it anyways.
I cringe myself out all the time. It's just, I'm like, oh my God, am I oversharing? Is this
That's
too
the best
much?
content. That's what everyone wants to
But
see.
like I said, if you just show up as yourself and
Yeah.
no, I'm like, whatever. I could post something else tomorrow and I've been trying to consistently post daily and stuff. And it's okay if I'm posting consistently and I didn't like this, I could either delete it or bury it with other content. And I think it's so interesting too, to get to see people's journeys through their development of their technique and their style. And I think it's really fun. It's like your own personal portfolio of
Yeah.
work. Yeah. And it's
I
digital
agree. You can
and it's
back.
on the internet forever.
It's kind of like a journal diary. 10 years from now, you can look back and see, oh, wow, my business and myself went through all these different stages. We had a horse, we didn't have a horse. we bought
And I love doing these like videos where I run towards my husband and we spin and
those ones.
I think they're so cute. But who knows, in 10 years I'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did those. Oh, look how far I've come. But like you never know. But like right now, I think that they're fun and I think that they're cute. And I like
Those are the cutest.
he's agreeing. So we'll ride that wave as long as we can.
Thankfully, you have a husband who agrees to these things, right? I don't know that most husbands would, but he's a good man.
He is the best. We work together, we live together, we do everything together, but we still find time for ourselves, which is amazing. But in the way of growing the business, he's really gotten behind a lot of my vision and for us and supported me in that. And I wouldn't be successful without him. So it's really exciting and it's awesome to have a partner that I can always know that has my back. And of course, the same for him.
Oh, that's amazing. Any challenges when it comes to either TikTok or running a business with your husband that you've run into?
Sometimes things go better on TikTok than you think, and maybe more people see them than you think. And you're like, oh my God, like people actually saw that thing that I said. And they're talking to me about it in real life. That's crazy. No, but it's good. And I think that you just have to make sure, like, especially in the way of marketing events and things, like being as transparent as possible and making sure you're not over promising on the way. We're doing these Sunday sunset things and they're amazing, but like we have a limited capacity. So as much as it's inclusive to everyone, it's first come, first serve. And it's awesome because of that, but I can't say that there isn't a cutoff.
Right. Yeah. Space will only allow so many people, right?
That's correct. Exactly. And we're so happy that people are showing up. And I'm excited too, because we'll be concluding that little series Labor Day weekend on the rooftop, but we'll be moving over to Stone Acre Brasserie and doing, I think we're going to call it Frisky Fridays.
Oh,
And the DJ is so good. My friend Marty, we went to college together. He's amazing. So I'm really excited.
I'm coming to Frisky Fridays this fall.
I hope so. It's going to be a good time.
I think everyone should. Anything in the Newport landscape. So it's one of the best places to go for food, drinks, the restaurant landscape though. Tell us a little bit about it. Is it competitive? Are you guys more of a community that help each other out? What
Sorry,
what
go ahead.
feel like?
So Newport in the way of the restaurant landscape, I think that there's definitely always an underlying like a little bit competitive feeling, but for me, it really is about being a community and lifting each other up. I'm always recommending other places when guests come in and are looking for other experiences and like looking to do something that maybe we don't offer. There's a local businessman here. He owns a really successful restaurant. I didn't want to step on his toes in the way of some of these dance parties. And I went to him and I said, hey, we're going to do this thing. Like, I'm asking for your blessing. And he said, hey, if anyone can make this successful, it's you. And that's the community and the way that we like to spread the positivity in this arena. There's enough for everyone. There's so many people coming to Newport. This is such a popular place to be now. We're working together to facilitate each other's experiences. There's no way that they can't be good and that we can't have more business for everybody.
Yeah, positive cooperative competition, right? Like
Right. Am I definitely like peeking over at like one of our neighbors to see if they're as busy as us, like every once in a while, for sure. But I think that everyone does their own thing. And as long as you come up with your own ideas, it's okay if we're not the first person to ever have a disco party. It's okay. We are all in it together and we're all doing things with our own style. It's important to just be a community and be a team player about it.
I love that. And then what about you as a brand? You own all these restaurants, and tell us a little bit about yourself as an employer, right? So maybe versus a larger company that someone would go to and work for, or even in a smaller, like much smaller brand. Tell us about some of the things you offer as an employer that like maybe others don't.
Yeah, I think that every business has growing pains, right? So I think that we've learned a lot through our growing pains. We do like to facilitate this tight-knit community.
Yeah.
Just a passion-driven team. Like we care about local heritage and friendship. And as much as I love that our staff, someone just had a birthday the other day. They took a party bus to the new soccer stadium and they all went together and like, it was amazing. And I love that. And I love that our team wants to work together to be there for each other. And that really translates into service as well. Our year-round staff, I cannot say enough good things about them. They are incredible people. Most of them have been with us years at this point. We're in this point in the summer where we do work with a lot of J1 students, and a lot of them are going back home now, and they're like sad to go because they just feel like they've been so ingratiated into this community that like is caring and promotes curiosity in the workplace. So many of them have learned so much and they've really come so far. And a big part of that is leadership, but also their peers who are year round, who have taken the time to invest in them and help train them and be good team players.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to be part of that team going over people's days and being supported? And I'm sure during a shift, like it doesn't feel like you're on your own. If you're a busser or a server or a bartender, everyone's there. You know the person next to you. They're your friend. You probably partied with them the night before. So now
yeah. And like as a company, we really try to be elevated yet humble hospitality as the goal, right? We are all about creativity and sustainability and community and philanthropy. We aren't just feeding and watering people. Like we are part of this community. We are contributing. I think that a few years ago, I did a little bit of a brand facelift, if you will. And my husband is so kind and he really can't say no to a lot of people. And he was doing a lot of philanthropic efforts, which was spreading our kind of identity thin. And so we've really concentrated on like underserved youth now, food sustainability. Those are our like two main pillars because that really does affect an education within that kind of underserved youth arena. But this is not to say that we don't support other things, but it's just nice to have that focus. And I think that our staff likes to be able to know this is what we do for people and this is how we contribute. Like we show up for the MLK, we show up for Star Kids of Newport Fall River. We are working with, Bike Newport, these things and places that just mean so much to cultivating our community, but also hopefully cultivating future members of our community who may dine with us or may work with us. So it's just all comes down to that. And for us, food is that's the base layer of if you go to school hungry or if you go to school malnourished, you're not going to be able to learn, you're not going to be able to reach your potentials. We really take great pride in all that we do to try and support those endeavors.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. And I love that you've focused it, right? I think that's really important to someone that's looking for where their next job is going to be. They think about that, right? I want somewhere that is going to give back, but not give back, not just do random days of service here and there and at random.
Or just what does it do to get, and we'll still give these out, whatever, but to just give out $100 gift cards for every raffle basket. Yeah, that's great. But really focusing the initiative into what our core values are to represent our business. And I think it translates to the staff, and we attract people that are also interested in investing their time and energy into that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And
And
do you
we
find
also host a lot of events. We'll work with nonprofits to help give friendly pricing for these fundraisers and for things that we care about. So it's really cool because the staff like gets to hear about it, but also they work these events. They're making money. We're all working together to continue to perpetuate a better community and a better future for everybody, but also getting to have your hands-on experience with it is so special.
Oh, absolutely. And they're probably finding connections there and then potentially going and volunteering as well, or finding new career opportunities there or longer term, more their passion, stuff like that. I think that,
We have a lot of staff that does like to like have found volunteer opportunities, and on their days off, they're helping out at the soup kitchen, or if they're not scheduled for a holiday, like we take Thanksgiving off. Some of them go and they work at the MLK Center. It's just really nice.
that is so nice. Other than volunteer work, what other types of like perks or benefits seem to attract really great employees for you?
Yeah, so for leadership, we do have a 2 weeks paid time off kind of system that we do. We also pay for insurance for our management team. For the rest of the team, it is offered at a pretty reasonable rate, which is awesome. During the winter, we really try to encourage staff to go and have other experiences. So to go to New York and go to a couple of different restaurants and try things out and go to other brasseries or go to other Asian restaurants, and facilitating lists and recommendations and having the staff go out together. We will usually take about once a year, we do staff appreciation. We'll go to a restaurant together and we'll dine together and have a good time about it, but also try to expand our horizons in our own service through that firsthand experience elsewhere.
Yeah, and many of them may not have tried that type of food or those
Yeah.
experiences. Yeah.
And we try to hire a good amount of staff just because we don't want anyone to ever feel like, oh, I'm being scheduled for things that don't fit with my schedule. Like we're trying to we try to accommodate schedule requests as much as possible, because it really is important to have that work-life balance, to have an employer that cares about your mental health. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And then how do you keep the team like while they're on season, tough, busy, they're working all the time? How do you keep them engaged, morale high when it's constant go during the summer?
I call myself the morale captain a lot of times. Like sometimes there is a manager on duty, and I am not always the manager on duty. And that is important for the staff to always remember. I do remind them, I'm like, hey, you can't get out of like, maybe you made a mistake. You can't just come and tell me about it and not tell the MOD. But I am happy to be there for you, to help assist you, to jump on the grenade or to get in there. And I'll run around and just say nice things to the staff, because I'm like, you're doing great. Like, how can I help you? What do you need help with? Or if I see them, I'm just jumping in. And I think and my husband does that, and our business partners do that. And it's really nice to feel like you're getting that support from the top, that you're not just being asked to do something that the person who owns the business wouldn't do themselves.
Oh,
We also do some fun competitions. We'll do sales competitions. So I was trying to get the team to like really learn the sake selection. So we had a sake sales competition, and we had some cool merch, and they got to take home a bottle of the sake, the person who won. Little things like that make such a difference. Yeah.
do you ever do tastings of the sake so they know what they're
Yep. We do a staff education. Usually we try to focus a lot of our staff education in those slower months, so that we are January through April. Everyone comes into Stone Acre Brasserie, our year-round staff. So that means leadership, servers, back of house, front of house. Everyone comes into one house, and we try to really dial in our systems, especially in the way of service and product education, which is a great opportunity. Like we get to eat together, and we get to drink together, and we get to have the distributors come in and pour the wines and talk about the wines and bring in maps and show them and talk to them about their experiences. We do a little bit of it during the summer, but summer is just so busy. It's hard to it's hard to make the time, but we really do a great job in the winter months getting that all. And it's bonding. We're doing these things, we're learning together. I'm a big proponent of learning how people learn. You can't just expect everyone to learn the same way. So I could give you a packet of information. You could be the kind of person that goes home, highlights, reads, take notes, and that could be you. But I'm the kind of person that loves to talk through something. I'm an auditory learner. So I think that really assessing and knowing case by case, like how your staff learns, and approaching them in a way that it's most attuned to how they learn, makes all the difference. And it also, like, we're not we are all people. This is an individualized kind of service that we do, and we should be treating our staff the same way we should be hospitably treating our guests. And I think that's like the first step of having a successful hospitality experience is treating your staff and treating your colleagues as if they were the people you were serving.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of ties into you being there and bopping around with the staff, helping out, treating them like guests, but then also you being one of them as well. I think that's amazing. And then last question, and we've talked about it in stories and ways throughout this whole thing. But if you had to put like words behind it, like sum it up in a couple sentences, what would you define your employer brand as?
I prepared for this.
Most people have a written one. A lot of people, I give, not most,
Yeah.
written one that they even just keep to themselves and look at once in a while as a business owner to be like, okay, I'm on it. I'm still doing that thing that I told myself I
And I
would.
think for us, it's so I think our brand identity really is a synergy of good people and good food. Like at the very core of it, like I said, like elevated yet humble hospitality with creativity, sustainability, and community values that kind of shine through your dining experiences and designs. That's where we base everything from.
Yeah. And you shine and you do it so well. And you can see that not only when you go to each of your businesses, but on social media as well. And I love the synergy, but seeing it in so many different places, seeing that shine through in a multitude of different places.
And I think through our social media, like I've branched out a bit this year. Like I used to take really just like static aesthetic photos and beautiful food photos. And those things are great. But for me, like I think that translating like the people who are serving your meal and in the kitchen, like are real people.
Yeah.
And we're having fun and having that, making silly little videos together. Like we're having a great time doing it. And I think that translates and you get to see it there and be like, wow, that's what I'm getting when I'm going there. That feels really nice.
Yeah, as like a someone on TikTok just watching you, I want to go there when I see those silly videos. I want to see the person
Fun.
who's starring in them. I want to see everyone, right? And then I'm going to notice them and I'm going to say, "Oh, he was in that little video that I laughed at and I liked." And that's awesome. And then I know I said that was the last question, but this just made me think. Obviously, you're open to that stuff. Any of your staff interested in taking that and running with it? Do they come to you with ideas for TikToks?
Sometimes they do. It's cute. So we have this thing where, so when I find stuff that I like or like it that inspires me, I have a shared folder. So I have a collab folder. And a lot of, especially the younger staff, the J1s over the summer, they were really excited. They were like, oh my God, we want to do this or this. And so they're like, save it and put it in the folder, put it in the folder. Maybe we'll get to do it. It was really sweet because, and some of the staff like is in it. We have Dwayne over at the brasserie. He's, I want to do tips from behind the tray. And I'm like, amazing. I think that you should. Like, you know, he's a character. He's a hardworking guy. He's from Jamaica originally. He's got all of these fun little sayings that like I just think are so charming and like really do help lift spirits when maybe we're in the rush and it's feeling like we're in the rush. He's got that attitude that just, like I said, morale captain and positivity, which is awesome.
Oh, I love that. It seems like such a fun place to dine, such a fun place to work. You're going to be inundated. We're all going to come and hang out and want to work for you now.
Great. Like, can't wait. We are definitely looking for servers right now. As I said, like our summer seasonal staff is departing and going back to school, which we're so happy for them, but we are looking for some folks. More than anything right now, I think that TikTok and Instagram has really helped grow our offsite business as well. So we are doing a lot of really cool, special curated parties and like finding servers for those things are what I'm after as well. And we're doing some really cool stuff at some really insane homes. I'm just really excited for the fall.
Yeah, we're excited for you. And thank you so much for being on and chatting with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me and I hope to see you soon.
Awesome. Have a good day.
Thanks.